Hello friends and welcome to the Sunday Reset. Today is my day off. And by day off, I mean whenever I have like a day off, it's like I only work like 6 hours or something like that. So I woke up super early this morning, 6 a.m. as per usual, let the dogs out. There is the car alarm stopped. Okay. I should lock my car. Yeah, so today is supposed to be my day of rest. So I did 4 hours of work, did a bunch of stuff. Now we are going to do a Sunday reset together. There is not too much to do. The plan is we're going to kind of like tidy the areas downstairs. We're going to go upstairs. We're going to remove the bedding. We're going to wash the duvet. We're going to do some laundry, clean the upstairs bathroom, and then vacuum and mop. And then while the duvet is drying, I'm gonna shower and wash my hair because I do not change my sheets unless I have washed my hair because I want to get like into bed and be all like clean. I don't know why. I've officially sat down. Okay, well anyway, so yeah, that's the plan. And then while that is happening, I'm also gonna have a coffee and I'm going to scrapbook. And then hopefully the, duvet will be dry. We can put it on the bed. Face mask, read, like standard. Honestly, it's so, welcome to Autism Pump YouTube, where we describe my experiences with autism, mental health, chronic illness, disability, and becoming a baby bodybuilder. Had to get that out of the way. Right, Miss Girl? My little girlfriend. Petunia's going away for her second board and train as of tomorrow. And oh my god, I woke up like yesterday morning, my ankle I sprayed it in my sleep. It's still not feeling great. I tried to wear ankle braces to bed last night. Didn't end up actually working super well. Anyway, so it's funny because whenever I like reorganize the living room, like the dogs mess it up instantly. If I fluff the pillows, they sit right back down on them. If I remove the heating pad, I have to charge it back up anyway, but that's okay. It's okay. So we're gonna put it in the basket underneath the lamp, where I have like the dog leashes and shit. I don't know. Oh, also, don't know if you can see, but my shirt says your dad is my cardio, so he is! What can I say? Okay, we're gonna fluff this. Oh yeah, there is a reason why I did put the camera there. I forgot about that. Fluff these pillows that Norman will inevitably sit on and defluff almost immediately, as is his God-given right. It's never too like disheveled in this room. It's never really too disheveled that much in the house in general. I don't know, I'm psychotic. And I keep it relatively clean. There is a little bit of stuff on the table. So we're just gonna move that out of the way. The book that I'm always reading like a million books. Anyway, this is The Creative Way of Being by Rick Rubin. Put that down there with the laptop. This is gonna go upstairs in the bathroom. Also with this, for now, just gonna spray it down. That's for the YouTube, what the f*** is it called? What the f***? Think, Allison, use your brain! The thumbnail! Okay, Jesus. So performative. Anyway, so yeah. You know what's really interesting is that no one gives a shit, but anyway, you're here to watch me, so I'm gonna tell you something. So I, for my entire life, have been I've always just been in bed. I've always lived in bed, done everything in bed. And there have been points in my life where I was significantly more bedridden, and then there are points in my life where I was significantly less. And I have said, I think in previous videos, that I recently started going to therapy. and it's been, I think, like a month or something. And it's funny how one small, like I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about habit stacking. Because it is interesting how like one small change essentially can lead to a bunch of big changes. And I'm talking about it because essentially somebody commented on one of my videos and was asking how, they asked a bunch of stuff, but I wanted to make a video specifically on like cleaning, habit stacking, and like how to get clean. Because if you watched a previous video of mine, I do talk about the fact that I was like very, very gross for a lot of my life. Oops, sorry. And, oh, there we go. And I've always had a really hard time keeping things clean. Just mainly because, you know, I was burnt out all the time working in workplaces where I wasn't being accommodated. And things were just really hard, and I had a really hard time keeping my space clean. I was also having like autistic meltdowns and mental breakdowns, sometimes multiple times a day, every single day. And sometimes, a lot of the time, for over a decade, I really wanted to like leave the earth, you know? And a lot of people will look at my videos and they'll see me, you know, living in a clean house and think, oh my God, I want to get to that point. Like, why am I not at that point? But really, like, it took me so long to get here. And I'm also old. Like, I'm 32. Just something to keep in mind, because I feel like I've had a lot of followers kind of like comparing themselves to me. Like, I had one specifically who had compared herself to me. But I just like wanted her, like, and she was also 22. Anyway, so essentially the thing is in regards to keeping things clean, when I started to keep things clean, it was for the first time really, I would say when I moved back to Canada from Ecuador in 2022 of June, like end of June. So I moved back. So I was like, what ended up happening is I broke up with my boyfriend in 2021 of June. I had moved to Mexico. I was staying with a friend of mine and living with her, and then I got my own place. And that's when I started to go to the gym consistently. It was November 5th, 2021. And since then, it's been consistent for the past like 4.5, almost 5 years. But when I was living in Mexico, I came back in 2022 of February to visit like friends, and there was something really wrong. My like chest was really hurting. I ended up going back home and going to a hospital. They did scans. They essentially told me I had breast cancer. Long story short, I moved to Ecuador where my mom lived at the time and had been living for like 3 years at that time to get treatment. I was there in Ecuador. I was sick. I almost passed away. I was in the hospital with grade 3 dehydration. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was liquid like 60 to 80 times a day, and they could not figure out what was wrong. They finally did a colonoscopy and an endoscopy, found a gluten buildup, and wow, it's crazy. After all these years, oh, that's not clean at all. What the heck? That's okay. They found a gluten buildup. Anyway, long story short, I decided that I wanted to, quote unquote, start my life. And I had thought for my entire life that all I wanted was kids and a partner. A husband, a wife, that's what I wanted. So I moved back to Canada so I could fulfill my dream and get started living. Anyway, long story short, I ended up not wanting that. But I did move back to Canada, and I moved into this apartment. And online it looked really big. I like signed the mortgage, or not mortgage, sorry, what the fuck am I saying? I signed the rental, or like the lease agreement, sight unseen. He told me there was enough room for a king. I literally moved in there, it was 272 square feet.
And I had secured a job also. It was like I had had a couple of graphic design jobs before, but it was my longest graphic design job. And I got a job working at this company called Relish, and I was working from home. Now, here's the thing, is I moved back to Canada, and I had 2 suitcases. That's all my stuff was in just 2 suitcases. Like when I moved to Mexico, I had 4 suitcases, but some of them were like left behind. Some stuff was in store. The only thing I actually got in storage was books, and I got rid of probably 80% of my books. I digress. So when I moved back, I was in this tiny apartment, like so small. So essentially, I didn't have a choice. Like it had to be clean. I couldn't live in filth because there was nowhere I could hide the filth. But it all started in, I do always say that it started in the gym. I'm not saying that you have to start in the gym, but my point kind of here is that for my entire life, I've had the same like to-do list. It's always looked the same. It's like, get healthy, feel better in your body, sleep better, eat healthier food, go to the gym consistently, journal. And every single time, like for like decades, I had this same to-do list, and it was just impossible for me to attack. Like I could never, for some reason, get it done or fulfill it. And it's because, and I think that this is a problem that a lot of people have. Where the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Oh, there it is. And the reason why I think it's so hard is because whenever someone wants to change their life or change a lifelong habit, they have the tendency to want to change everything all at once. And while I do understand that, and I do understand the urge, the only time that I was able to truly shift my life and completely change it, like change my entire life, not who I am at my core, but change my habits in a way that really positively impact me, was by starting small. And I know you don't want to start small, but realistically, okay, I'm just gonna ask you this. If you've had the same to-do list for your entire life or been wanting to achieve all these things, but for some reason you haven't, right? You know the definition of insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So my life started to shift and really change when I moved into that apartment. Now, I had already spent a good 6 months, although there was like 3 months where I was in Ecuador and I was really sick and but I had spent like a good several months consistently going to the gym. Now, this wasn't the first time that I had been going to the gym, and I'm not saying that you have to go to the gym in order to, I'm not saying that you have to go to the gym in order to change your life. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it started small. I started with a small goal. And the small goal was to just go to the gym 3 times a week. That's what it was. I didn't go to the gym 3 times a week. I went like 5 to 6 because, I'm insane, but that's okay. And then when I moved back to Ottawa, I added something else in there. Again, this is something to keep in mind, is that this shift wasn't immediate. Like, my life really started to change in the past 3 years, but it all started with one small step, which was going to the gym. It doesn't have to be that way for you. It doesn't have to be the gym for you, but that's what started instilling discipline in me. We're gonna go upstairs, strip the bed, and throw in a load, and then we're gonna keep talking about it, okay? And she said, "Let there be light!" Heck yeah. Okay, we are going to strip the bed. Oh my God, it's hot.
Do you see little Norman down here? He's such a sweet. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, let's do it. Let's strip the bed. Please don't look at the collection of water bottles, okay? I don't even want to talk about it. And this, yes, is the heating pad. It ruins the aesthetic of the entire bedroom, but that's what has to happen. Sometimes we have to have ugly you know, it's just kind of is what it is. That's life. I'm going to try really hard to stay on track here. I'm doing the best I can. Trust me. Okay, so as I was saying, my life kind of began to change when I moved back to Ottawa. The next thing that I implemented, because again, I am talking about how to change your life and keep your house clean in regards to habit stacking. It doesn't all just happen at once. At least it didn't for me. I'm sure that some people are capable of it, and I'm sure that people habit stack much faster. And I also habit stack a lot faster now, but at the time, after like literally living in a dirty place with cockroaches, and then like when I was not in sobriety, bro, I lived with my ex-best friend. We had lived with her brother. There were dishes in the sink. For the past 3 months, we would use bed sheets as toilet paper, dirty socks as toilet paper. What do you have on your head? It's like you were eating something, you gross. Okay, well, whatever. Like, dude, when I tell you I was disgusting, I really truly do mean that. I really truly do mean that. And wanting to be clean and wanting to be like healthy has always been a goal in my life, but again, it was a metamorphosis. It took a long time. You know, you can look at people online and be like, oh, I really want their life. I want what they have. I want to be them. But, and I'm not saying that people think that about me. I'm just saying, like, you don't know what everyone has dealt with or gone through or what it took to get there. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying that because I had someone kind of reach out to me and be like, I wish I could do what you do. I want your life, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, do you want all the bad shit too? Anyway, so I moved from, you know, Ottawa to Mexico to Ecuador, then back to Ottawa. Had my first graphic design job where it was kind of accommodated in the sense that I was able to work from home, right? And having a job where I was able to use my skills and work from home enabled me to have more time to better take care of myself. It also enabled me to have less meltdowns because I was in an environment where I could control. Now, a big part of also changing my life was when I was living in Mexico. That's when I was diagnosed with autism. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning being diagnosed with autism is because a lot of people don't really understand why people want to be diagnosed with things where there's no cure, right? Or why people actually self-diagnose with things like autism. And it's because it helps you better understand yourself and then better accommodate yourself. You know, I was having all these, like, what I thought were mental breakdowns all, like literally every single day, multiple times a day. And I couldn't function, couldn't hold down a normal job. Never, I don't think we'll be able to hold down a normal job, but I digress. So when I was diagnosed with autism over the next, several years, I would come to understand more about myself the more research that I did. And at the time, as I said, I was working in a graphic design studio and I was working from home. Come on, baby, track me. Okay, so I was working from home and I got a gym membership. And essentially all I did from the time I started working there at the end of June until mid-March
is I literally just worked and went to the gym. And one small thing was a little different than when I was living in Mexico. Because I also had a graphic design job while I was living in Mexico. But I was going to the gym. I did end up getting fired from that job. But still, the one small thing that changed that was a little different is that I was going to the gym, taking care of my space, and then I started adding in, from the moment that I moved back to Canada, making my bed every single day, without fail. And here's the thing, yes, I spend a lot of time in bed, okay? It's confusing, like, if you spend, 18 to 22 hours a day in bed, what's the point of you making the bed if you're gonna just get back into it? There is a point. There's a point to making the bed when you first start the day. I literally started a podcast years ago called 10 Years in Bed. And at the time, people were like doing this kind of like a challenge where they would like make their bed all the time. And I had followers like messaging me being like, I made my bed every day for 30 days. Like, well, that's crazy. And then I started making the bed every day, right? We added that in. Things changed in my life in March when I was, so things had changed, as I said, in my life. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera to follow me. Things had changed in my life, as I had said. I thought March, but it was around, February. It was a month before, because that's Black History Month. Yes, that's relevant. It's literally, oh God, I've talked about this before. I'm not going to go deep into it, but however, I was sticking up for Black employees, and then I got put on a performance improvement plan. And I was so stressed out from the way that I was being treated, because it was like I was being exiled. This is what happens when you distance yourself from your whiteness. You start to lose benefits of your whiteness. Anyway, it was so stressful. I didn't want like being fired again to be on my file or whatever. Like, I don't know. I found out that people actually do all the time, like lie about like jobs that they've had and whatever. My point is that I didn't want to be fired. I knew I was going to be fired, so I quit. And during the time that I had worked there, I had spent no money. Like, I spent no money at all, ever. And I had saved $13,000, and that kept me going. Now, during that time, I don't know at what point it was, but again, because of the fact that I lived in this 272 square foot apartment, like, it would drive me nuts if it wasn't clean, because I could see it. Like, if you're in a bigger apartment, like, you can hide messes in places like closets or whatever the fuck, but you can't hide mess when you're in that small of a space. So I started doing another thing during that time, which was every single night before I went to bed, without fail, I always cleaned the kitchen. Just another small little thing, that I added to the list. And it kind of just kept snowballing like that, where it was like over an extended period of time, I would just add new things into it. I'm bringing this up because, again, people have asked me recently, like, how I've come to, I guess, like, be so clean or keep my place clean all the time. And it's a combination of things. So it's, I think, more than anything, it's learning how to habit stack and then accommodating yourself, right? Especially as a chronically ill person, like, you see that I just sat down to put my pillows in the case. Was that necessary? Maybe not for normal people, but I feel like I'm gonna pass out, and that's okay. Like, sometimes doing a big clean is like not possible all at once. Totally fine. You just have to figure out what you as a person, an individual, have the ability to handle, and then do what you're capable of. Now, there's a fine line between, I need to be very careful about how I word this. No, actually, I was gonna say something, but I'm going back on what I was gonna say, because I never was able to keep my place clean because I just couldn't handle it. I didn't have the capacity. Like, if you're watching this, you're also autistic, or you're, mentally ill, you have mental breakdowns. Like, there's no capacity when you want to leave the planet. Like, it doesn't leave a lot of motivation for anything. And a lot of people, like, I think I rely on discipline for a lot of things, but you can't be disciplined if you have nothing to start. Like, if you have nothing in you to kind of get started, it's just not possible. Now, the thing is that a lot of people think that you need motivation to start something. You need the will to start something, and the motivation will come later on. That's at least what it said in a book that I was reading recently. Anyway. Girlfriend, get down. Down, down, sweetness. My point is this. Is that if you want to change your life, learn how to habit stack, right? Start with something small and achievable, and then go from there and build on it. You know, it doesn't have to be something where you're doing a new thing every 30 days. Sometimes it takes years. It took me years. Who gives a fuck? I am where I am now. That's all that really matters. But yeah. And the thing is that once you become clean in this way, and you're always putting away things, you're never kind of leaving a mess out, it becomes easier to continually keep things clean because nothing's ever really that, sorry, sweetness, I just need to put this on and then later we can spend time together. Nothing's ever really that dirty because you just always are cleaning and putting things away because it's a habit. You know, it's something that's ingrained in you, instilled in you, that you've instilled within yourself over an extended period of time. It's kind of like building muscles. You know, it's not like riding a bike where you remember and it's easy. It's like building muscle. It takes a really long time. You just have to do it over an extended period of time until it kind of becomes like second nature for you. And I guess that would be my advice to people who are trying to figure out how to get clean. But it's just not, I mean, the habit stacking portion is easy. The living life excessively is not the easiest thing. So that's kind of where my life really started to change, not in regards to keeping things clean, but I started to see a shift when I was able to work for myself. Now, there have been lots of points in my life where I've started companies, started businesses, and they haven't panned out. Sometimes things don't work until they work, and that's okay. But I have never, not really, ever in my life sorry, I just have to put the other like bed sheets in the closet here. This is my mom's room, and the closet in here is a mess. I will say that. It is what it is. But I've never really been successful at holding down a normal job. And I even thought about it, like this is kind of, I've talked about this so many times in previous videos where I had to take a look at people my age and ask myself a hard question. Because yes, I was a graphic designer. Yes, you know, if I went into user interface, which is what I was kind of doing at the time, could I afford a house? That was the question that I was essentially asking myself. What would I be able to do that would end up resulting in me being able to buy a house down the line? Like, I started social media and my goal was like, I wanted to somehow, I don't know, be able to get a house. I mean, I'm living in a house now. In 5 years. And what I kind of like came up with or came to the understanding of, it was social media. That was it. Boy, was I stupid and wrong. Like, yes and no. Here's the thing. Unfortunately for me, not brand friendly, you know, like a lot of people, specifically in Canada, they make all of their money from brand deals. In the past 3 years of posting, I have made $2,000 in total on brand deals. Again, great. But no, I know, like, listen, that's from brand deals, right? But essentially starting the kind of work that I do, which is not what I would recommend, not recommending that you do that, but what I am saying is that going a non-traditional route, and this is where the advice to, oh no. This is where the advice to you comes in if you're watching this video, because you're like, oh, I want to shift in my life. I want to figure out how to keep my place clean. I want to be able to do this and do that. This is where it becomes how to accommodate myself. If you can't get it in a traditional job, you need to look at what your strengths are, what you're capable of, and what you're able to provide to somebody that you can gain in a monetary sense. So like, if you're capable of selling a product or a service to somebody that could benefit them, that also just happens to be something that you specifically are really good at. Like, and listen, you know, I have always had, you're gonna say like that I sound stupid for saying this, because listen, what I do for work, you would think, listen, if you're watching this, you might like me, I don't really give a fuck, but here's the thing. The work that the kind of work that I do and make money from is not easy work. It's easy to do. It's not easy to make money at, right? And it requires me to work around an average of 70 hours a week, which is fine. I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, I can accommodate myself. Like, I don't really have days off, but if I really needed to take a day off, I could, right? And I have the ability that during my time, my waking hours, like, I choose my own schedule. If I need to have a mental breakdown, I can have a mental breakdown. If I need to have an autistic meltdown, I can have an autistic meltdown. If I need to stop and do laundry, like, I can, because I'm in control of how my day goes, because I make my own money, because I run my own business. And I remember when I was probably 6 months into content creation, I launched online coaching. I became like online friends with someone that I guess I'm not really online friends with anymore, ever since I kind of started doing the job that I do, but that's okay. And he suggested that I start doing online coaching. So I started doing online coaching. It ended up being a super draining thing, and I didn't really have the systems in place to, I think, figure out how to do the job in a way that was less draining for me. Because again, I didn't have systems in place. People who have been doing this for a long time have good systems in place. I didn't. Again, totally okay. But I kind of fell into doing the kind of work that I do now. Again, would not recommend it. If you are watching this is not me telling you to do the type of work that I do. I will not tell people to do that. I don't think that it's good for people to go into. I just don't recommend it at all. But during the time when I was doing online coaching, I had no money. Like, I had no money, but I was free. Like, in a sense, like, I was able to, at the time when I was online coaching, I would like drive to Gatineau, which is like a province over of where I lived at the time, which was in Ottawa. And, well, Gatineau isn't a province, but I would drive into Quebec, which at the time was a province over from where I was living at the time, which is Ottawa, which is where I don't live anymore. But anyway, and I would go hiking all the time in the morning, and I had enough. Like, my goal at the time was to be able to have enough to be able to just go and buy myself a treat every day, like buy myself a little coffee, and I was able to do that. And I didn't care if I was rich, I just wanted to be able to pay my bills. And it was another thing that I failed at. Because again, like, I couldn't accommodate myself successfully because I was putting so much work into coaching people who were like me. And yes, it was a problem and it was hard. Why? Because it's hard being disabled and coaching disabled people, especially people who are also like autistic, you know, or have BPD or like physically disabled. Like, it's just hard because it's just harder for them to do things. It was still a very freeing feeling for me, and it helped me feel fulfilled, because what I wanted to do was make content. And I wasn't really able to get paid for making content, but I wanted to be able to, like, my goal, essentially, was to help people who are like me feel seen and understand myself more in the process, and just help people that are also struggling like me, because I've spent my entire life struggling, and I just wanted people to feel less alone through my content. My content has shifted, but not really. I feel like I actually used to post more thirst traps before doing the type of work that I do. I digress. But like, that's where having, like, being able to make money and then accommodating yourself is so important, because a lot of people who follow me will be like, I don't understand how you're able to keep your house clean. I don't understand how you're able to do this. I don't understand how you're able to do that. And it's like, if you're also autistic, right, and you're living a life where, like I used to, where I was not being accommodated, I was in a workplace that was like really toxic for me, it makes it really hard for you to do normal things, because you're burnt out all the time, you're tired, you're hearing, like, it just was too hard. And then on top of that, I was also like, it's very painful for me to be standing, like I served for a long time. I don't know. All I'm saying is, like, it starts with identifying your strengths, figuring out what you can provide to people that they would be willing to pay for, because everybody has something. Like, you might not think that you have anything, but you do. And I think that it's, especially if you are, you know, autistic or ADHD, you have special interests, like, if you're able to combine a special interest into it, because honestly, I think social media has become a special interest of mine. I really enjoy talking about it. It's very interesting for me to discuss. I haven't really determined yet what is going to be able to make me money that I'm also passionate about, because right now I am doing SW, and it's not something that I'm super passionate about, but it allows me on the side to be able to do the things that I'm passionate about, like make this vlog. So a lot of times you have to do things that you don't want to do to get to where you want to be. And I've been saying that for a long time. But there are ways over time of, like, improving that and making it easier on yourself. Getting closer to your purpose and fulfilling your purpose. Like, you know, if for some strange reason, I don't know why I'm even saying this, but if you're like 19 and you've never gone to school and you're currently working at a McDonald's, that's okay. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do to get to where you want to be, and you have to start somewhere, right? Like, if you had told me, who was living in a cockroach infested environment, who before that was living with her friend after she got kicked out of rehab for the third time and was eating literally 3-month-old McDoubles from McDonald's that, by the way, tasted great. They did not change. The taste of them did not change, which is absolutely crazy. And people are like, that's so disgusting. How you would eat McDonald's if literally the stuff doesn't go bad after several months. And here's the thing, I'd do it again. I'd do it again. If I weren't celiac, I would be eating McDonald's literally all the time. But you have to start somewhere. You just have to start. And you have to start small. That's at least my experience. I'm sure that there are people who, you know, have started large and they're capable of doing that, and that's great for them. But changing your life, it doesn't happen overnight. That's what I mean when I say that if you want lasting change, you need to start small and habit stack. Girlfriend! What the heck? Okay, you gotta stop. I wanna see. Can I move you? I just want to, like, not continuously lose you. But yeah. Start small. That's at least what I did. Because if you want lasting impact, it's not something that, like, it's like with the gym, with keeping your house clean, like, it's something that you have to kind of decide that you want to essentially do for the rest of your life, right? Because people will often want the desired outcome, but they just want to do it once. For example, like, you know, if you were to clean your bathroom once, but you just did it once, it's not going to stay clean, right? You have to clean it every few days, deep clean once a week, whatever the case may be. Same thing with going to the gym, same thing with losing weight. You can, you know, go to the gym, lose a bunch of weight, sure, build some muscle, but then if you stop, what's gonna happen? If you stop training those muscles, right, which is what I mentioned in the bedroom with that, like, cleaning, habit stacking, all that shit is like training a muscle. If you stop using it, it goes away. It's not like riding a bike where you just, like, remember when you hop back on. It does go away, and you need to keep doing it for life. Now, recently, in the past 2 months, I would say month and a half, my life has shifted considerably. And it's taking me back to when I was mentioning that I had been going to therapy again. Now, I don't think that the reason is because of therapy, but it is because of something that I decided during one therapy session, which was, and again, as I've said before, I've spent the majority of my life in bed. And that's okay, just is what it is, 18 to 22 hours a day. But recently, in the past month and a half, that has completely shifted. All because of one small little thing, I think. I was trying to figure out the reason this morning, and I think it's because I took one meeting with my therapist, and usually when I take meetings, I do it in my bed on my iPad. One meeting with my therapist where I forced myself to have it on my couch. I know what you're thinking, okay? If you're, like, unless you're, like, chronically ill, physically disabled, sick all the time, or whatever, like, you probably don't understand what's the big deal, it's a couch. Like, what's the big deal about you going on your couch? But bed for me became not just bed. Because I spent so much time there, it became a safe space for me. And I considered, like, myself essentially to be, I think, like, in danger if I wasn't in bed. So I took the therapy meeting downstairs on the couch, and I said I really wanted to try to get out of bed and tell myself that I'm safe out of bed and spend more time out of bed, because I'll tell you, like, it's depressing to be in bed 24/7, and I do think that ADHD meds have really helped me, but I've also been very disciplined over the last several years, and I've taken years to build these habits. I think, I don't know. I'm trying to think here. Thinking is hard. I think what it is it's more, I'm able to, like, do stuff more in the mornings, not, like, doing everything in the afternoon out of fear of not being productive and, like, freaking out and having a lot of anxiety. But I still have always gotten the things done in the past several years that I've needed to do, which is mostly just, like, working 10 hours a day. But anyway. Okay. Well. Okay, so the bathroom is clean. I'm gonna take some laundry downstairs. And then we're gonna go into the laundry room, sort some laundry, and then, yes, I need to vacuum later tonight, right before I go to sleep. I'll mop. Oh, and after I vacuum, I need to shower. And then hopefully, like, scrapbook, make coffee, the duvet will be ready to rock and roll. Because I did so much work this morning. I still have a lot of work to do, but still. But yeah, that was... Find my face! I know you sense my face. There, okay. That was very scatterbrained, but we're doing the best we can. I need to find a hand towel that goes with these towels in the spare bedroom. But yeah, I don't know. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me in the comments. I don't think anyone gives a shit or has questions, but still. Where's the freaking... Oh, that's a hand towel. And that will be for feet. Good. Yay. This is my mom's room, by the way. Oh, I need to be in it, I guess. It's where my jelly cats live. Excuse me, Petoonie. Come on, girlfriend. Let's go. Come on, sweetness. Come. I don't know if that was helpful or if it was me just like yapping and like not stopping and not shutting the up as usual. Oh well. Sunday reset. I think that also I realized a few years ago, and it's something that I'm still trying to train myself to do, is that, what was the quote? The magic is in the work you're avoiding, and it's so true. Like, I always find like I have so much that I need to like get done. Subject lost. Find my face. There. Yeah, the magic is, I think it's annoying, but the magic truly is in the work that you're avoiding. And I used to, I don't know how to pick this up without losing the camera. Because it keeps losing me. I don't know, I used to spend so, like I used to be so stressed out all the time about like needing to get things done, and I would spend so much time worrying instead of just like doing the thing and getting the thing done. I don't know. We're doing the best we can. We're gonna go to the laundry room. I also need to grab the laundry from the bedroom as well. Ah! Sorry, I hit your head. What the heck? That's the candle storage. Please don't judge me, okay? I know how bad it is. Me, my overconsumption. But not anymore, actually. If you watched the last video, I'm on day 5 of 5? 4? Ah! Holy sh**! Oh my god! Ah! Okay. Me in a... You're gonna be like, why are you screaming? Cause there's 2 of me in here. I don't mean me in the mirror. I mean, there's a daddy long legs right there. I'm so sorry, sir. I usually don't kill the spiders, but you're freaking me out! Okay, it's gone. gone. Anyway, now that we're calm, I don't know what the I was talking about, to be honest. The daddy long legs kind of threw me for a loop. Oh, if you want a book, not that you're asking, but I mean, people have asked about how to change their habits. I quite liked The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. I have a couple of his books, I think. Wait. Yeah, wait. Where's my butt? Can you see it? I don't know how to use it. Oh, I don't know how to use this freaking camera. Okay. We're nearing the end. Not really so much, but there are lots of steps to this, to the cleaning. Because as I said, sometimes I need to have a break. Not just that, but also, oh, some things take time. Like the duvet in the washing machine. Oh, they're cold. What the heck? Okay. Find my face. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to sort the laundry, and then I am going to... something. Come on. Come on, sweet girlfriend. Out, 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 out. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna sort the laundry. Then I'm gonna vacuum. Then I'm gonna switch the laundry over. I'm actually gonna really quickly make coffee, but I'm not gonna drink it yet. I'm just gonna make coffee because I want it to be ready in like half an hour when I'm ready for it to be ready. Because we're doing a cold coffee. That's why. Do I want decaf? No. No. Do I? You know what? I'm gonna do decaf. It's okay. Get in there, you little gross. Okay. Let the okay. This salt, cinnamon. All right. The coffee. So first, no one gives a shit, but anyway, pour cinnamon in the bag. Then pour maple syrup in there. Ah! I feel like that was a lot. Put a tiny bit out. I want waffles. Chicken and waffles. I've never bought chicken and waffles or had them in the authentic way that chicken and waffles is made, but I did one time take a cold chicken breast and some garlic aioli on a waffle, and it was really good. There is a gluten-free place in Ottawa, so when I visit my mom, her and I think are gonna go there to get some of that at some point. I'm still in my reverse. You know what, actually, today is a pretty big deal for me. I'm on day 35 of my reverse. If you watched my previous videos, I did mention that I like screwed it up at the beginning, gained like 10 but yeah, as of this morning, I've officially lost 50 in the past. It took a month and a half. It took a year and a half. It took 18 months. Right? 17, 18 months. Took it like a year and a half. December to May. The previous December to May. So that's a pretty big deal. Your dad is my cardio. He's not, swear to God. Okay, coffee's almost done. We're gonna give it a little, then we're gonna go downstairs with the laundry, sort it out, then vacuum. But you know what? I will say that I don't think I'm gonna put you through vacuuming. It's just not fun for either of us. Because all you're gonna hear is the vacuum going.
It's just not a good experience sensory wise. And then I have to talk over the vacuum, and then all of a sudden I'm screaming. You know, who wants that? Not you, not me. So we're gonna put this away. I'm so happy that I did the Sunday reset, so now I can relax. That's always like my mindset is I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy that I worked so I can finally relax. But unfortunately, if you're doing content creation, your work is never done. I don't know anyone who is like successful at it that doesn't like work at least 10 hours a day every single day. I've talked about this so many times because like the statistical likelihood of you popping off if you're posting 1,800 videos a month versus, you know, 30 videos a month is very different. That's why I generally post around 60 videos a day. It ain't much, but it's honest work. It's not. I mean, I do it honestly. I'm like looking around. Are there any more gigantic spiders on the roof? The ceiling? Okay. I gotta figure this out. Calm down. Will you be okay? Oh my god, the fact that I'm even bending down like this with my freaking knees is kind of insane to me. That's definitely not this is not white. First of all, at all. That's a dark. Oh yeah. That's because this is the bathroom. That's white. Okay, got it. The mind, you know, it's kind of hard. Thinking is hard. We're doing the best we can. Girlfriend, what are you doing? Girl. Okay. Hello, beautiful. I'm so sad. Girlfriend is leaving us. Come back to me. Please! Find my face! Find my face! I know you see me. Okay. Girlfriend! You're such a gorgeous! What the heck? I don't know. Should this be color? No. We'll put that in white, and then the ultra whites we'll do in a separate little, tiny little baby wash. I guess. Sorry, I hit your face, girlfriend. What the heck, eh? What the heck? Girlfriend! It's so funny because how many times did I go to the gym this week? 2? 1. I went to the gym 3 times, I think. Oh my god. Everything hurts in the month of, oh, girlfriend, you're so gorgeous. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Oh, I love you so much. I just want to kiss you all day. Yeah, I literally went to the gym, I think 3 times last month, which is totally fine. But it's funny because, like, yes, I will change my outfit when I go to the gym, but when I'm at home, I pretty much just wear the same thing, and I've been hanging out on my porch now that I have security cameras. And, girlfriend, no, underwear's not for you. I know I'm tasty, but what the heck? I've been hanging out on my porch, but I've been wearing the exact same shirt, the exact same pants, same everything. For like a week, my neighbors have seen me out there wearing the same thing, and they're probably like, what the heck? But then the one time I leave to go to the gym, I'm wearing a different outfit. I don't care, like, honestly. Because here's the thing, like, you're gonna be like, you're so gross. I shower like 6 times a day. Oh my god, you use up so much water. The showers are like 60 seconds each. Calm down. It's just something that I do to manage pain. Like, I literally shower to manage pain. And, you know, we're just doing the best we can, I guess. That's done. Oh god. Can we get up? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go get the dark colors. And then I'm gonna turn you off and call it a day. Oh no. I'm here Find my face. Okay, we're gonna get the dark colors, and then I'm going to vacuum without you, and then I'm going to shower and wash my hair, and then switch the laundry over, and then tonight, right before I go to bed, I'm going to... Thinking is hard. I know I have it in me. Mop. Yeah. Okay. What a long vlog, bro. Sorry. I was just gonna do Sunday reset, but I just wanted to like also make it about something that people had been asking me about. So, tried to tie it in to the best of my ability. Did I do that successfully? Probably not, if I'm honest. I don't know. I can't stick. Listen, if you watch me, you know, it's very clear that I have the staying on subject, you know, not super simplistic for me, but we do the best we can, and that's good enough, and that's it. Okay, so this is dark. Dark, 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 dark. Dark, 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 dark. And this is light. Light. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4 loads of laundry. That's okay. All right. Come on, girlfriend. We're gonna do a vacuum, and then I gotta shower. Yeah. Let's go, sweetness. 9 minutes. That's okay. So yes, that was it. That was Sunday reset, with a focus on essentially how to shift your life and learn how to keep your environment more clean with habit stacking and living a more accessible life based on your personal needs. I feel like that is like the cover of a book somewhere in the self-help section. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like I need to fart. Do I? Oh, trying. Can I do it? Okay, I'm gonna scream so you can't hear. You can't hear. I don't even think it made noise. Yeah, that's silent. That's silent, but anyway, I'm gonna vacuum now, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. If you watched it till the end, thank you so much. You could like, share, comment, subscribe, but you also don't need to. What you could do it if you hated it, which is weird. Why are you watching till the end if you don't like it? But anyway, send it to somebody that you hate in order to spite them. Send it to a coworker, a cousin, an aunt, your mother, to ruin their day if it ruined yours. Anyway, that's it. YouTube done. Yeah, brother. Love you. Can I kiss you on the forehead? Bye.